Shalom, brothers and sisters. Your brother ISRAELITES from the Northern Kingdom, bringing some edification for you Negro, Latino, and Indigenous who are the biblical Israelites. And before we start, I want to give all praise and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Barakatham, Barakakadash. That Yahweh, being the name of the Lord, not Jehovah, or God, or Yah, or Ahaya, it's Yahweh, the creator of all, the Ancient of Days. Bahasham is in the name of, and Yahushai is the one you guys call Jesus or the Christ, signally speaking. And we give double honors to our elders in GMS. We learn this truth. Shalom to the apostles, the bishops, and to the men down on the highways and byways, giving 100% truth. Shalom to you. And shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel, Labakar in the Hebrew, the elect of the nation of Israel. They're about to be saved. Shalom to you. And shalom to the speckled birds among the heathen nations that look like the heathen nations, but return to the house of Israel and are being edified by these videos. Shalom to you. The date today is September 10th of 2025, our hope for your salvation and the destruction of the nation of Edom. So this video is going to be about this assassination of this Edomite, Charlie Kirk. Okay, so it's showing you the signs of the times. Okay, that what you people believe, that America, you can say what you want, you're free. That time has passed. America is dead. America is is in a ventilator, man. So the America that a lot of people believe, it's done. So this individual was going out to the youth and try to recruit them and all this stuff. A friend of Trump. So let's read what they have. This is only a couple minutes old. So this is the New York Times, and this happened today. Today is Wednesday. Okay, and this happened at the University of Utah. So this is a live update. Manhunt continues for killer of Charlie Kirk. Charismatic right-wing activist Mr. Kirk, a close ally of President Trump, was shot while speaking at Utah Valley University. The authorities were still searching for the shooter with no one in custody. Charlie Kirk, who founded the right-wing youth activists organization Turning Point USA, was fatally shot in the neck on Wednesday while speaking on campus event in Orem, Utah. And they gave him a big ovation. It's like, Utah is nothing but like Edomites that live there. Obviously, some of our people live there, but it's high Edomite country. A lot of the Mormons, remember, that's Mormon country. And this is what we know. This is only 9 minutes old. The authorities in Utah were still searching early Thursday for the person who killed Charlie Kirk. So supposedly, at first they said they had caught somebody, but now it's like they threw that out the window because they had 2 suspects and they're cleared supposedly. Thursday for the person who killed Charlie Kirk, the charismatic founder of Nation's preeminent right-wing youth activist group, after questioning and releasing 2 people. The suspects in the custody about 12 hours after Mr. Kirk, a close ally of President Trump, was shot while speaking on Utah College campus in what the state's Republican governor, Spencer Cox, and Mr. Trump described as an assassination. And that's fine, It is an assassination. He was a very political person, right? Hope fades for quick end to the manhunt after the FBI backtracks. Hope for the fast capture of a person who fatally shot the right-wing activist Charlie Kirk in Utah evaporated on Wednesday when Kash Patel, the FBI director, announced that the authorities had released a man he had described as central subject of multi-agency manhunt. The subject in custody had been released after interrogation by law enforcement. Mr. Patel wrote in his X account, adding, "Our investigation continues," which basically says they don't have anybody anymore. So they're showing you the layout, and they're showing you that about 430 feet away, they show that there's a person on the top of the roof. 430 feet, that's pretty good, you know. That's definitely not a beginner shot. A beginner shot would be more about 200 yards. 400 yards would be intermediate to semi-advanced, you know. Taking a shot like that, you really know what you gotta. You have to have a decent scope, you know, and know a little bit of calculations. So that's what's happening as we speak. But this is the day the scriptures, you know, were have talked about this. So let's get the scriptures. This is Matthew 24 and 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Right? Because before you can say what in America, you can say whatever you want and nothing really happened. Now, you know, your actions, you know, could bring the downfall of your household or you. You lose your job, all kinds of stuff, right? You say the wrong thing now, they'll find you on any platform and expose you and expose your business and get you fired. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. Right? We're hoping to endure to the end, but these Edomites, you know, they're divided. They're divided, and this might even cause a civil war. You know, it's not the first time that somebody's assassination caused a war. You know, the assassination of Ferdinand the First, right? Started World War I. So obviously he's not a prince or a king, but this guy's very close to the president. Let's get that. This is the time we're in, brothers and sisters. Ecclesiastes 3 and 1. To everything there is a season and a time, to every purpose under the heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up. So right now we're in the time of war. We're in the time of killing. We're not a time of making friends and nothing like that. A time to weep and a time to laugh, and a time to mourn and a time to dance. It's not a time to dance right now. It's a time for mourning, weeping, because what's coming is going to be horrible. Words don't have what's going to happen, like the weight that's about to happen from no food, people starving, dead bodies all over the streets and nobody picking them up, the stench of human fecal matter, urine, decomposing flesh. It's going to be unheard of. Okay? A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. We need to know that this is a time to refrain from embracing. I don't think we should be having parties at your house and inviting people you don't know, going on dates with people you have no idea. You don't have no idea who you're inviting to your house, man. They might be sizing up your house and, okay, man, I see these guys got the pantry stocked. They had an extra vehicle. They have fruit trees. You know, people are taking notice, man. People are taking notice because they want to knock on your door on that day. You know what I mean? Come on, buddy, let me in. Right? A time to rent and a time to sow, and a time to keep silence and a time to speak. Right? It is a time to speak. Right? We're proclaiming the gospel, and they hate us for that. Right? A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace. We're not in a time of peace. We're in a time of war, brothers and sisters. Jacob's trouble is upon us. Okay, you're seeing it. People don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear that, but it's upon us. It's upon us. We have to be aware. Where are you going to park? What time are you going to take money? Is it safe? Who's looking around you? You know what I mean? If you're at a bar, who's looking at you like you're the next meal? You know what I mean? That's the time we're in right now, and people think that this is like the old America. Look, the old America is on life support, man. It's done. It's gone. Okay, so for the fact that a lot of people are still thinking like this is the America that has, you can say whatever you want. So did this guy Charlie Kirk, man, and this guy's pushing up daisies, man. All right, pushing up daisies. Let me get one more verse and bring it home. First Peter. First Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking to whom he may devour. So that that's the point, brothers and sisters. That you have to be sober. You have to be vigilant. Be circumspect. Be aware, because what happened to this woman that was in the bus? She was from the Ukraine, right? Came to America, fleeing war, and came to the United States. She was coming home from her job, went on the bus, and right behind her, a 2/3 demon butchered her right there and then, put her to death. If you haven't heard, look it up. She was put to death right there in front of everybody, and that demon just, like nothing happened, like it was another Tuesday, just killed her there for everybody to see. But that's the time we're in, brothers and sisters, that the love of many will wax cold, and you don't know who your friend and foe is. So you have to be aware. This is not the time to be making friends. It's time to stay with what you have, store with what you have. We're upon Jacob's trouble, brothers and sisters. Call upon the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Repent, right? Fast, pray. These are the things we need to be doing right now, man. Because a lot of people are like, oh, I'm going to get my rifle ready, my pack, and we're going to bug out. Man, all that. You think that all that's going to help you? Good luck. Good luck with that. But, see, we have an archon, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and he knows that we believe in him, in the Father, and in the Son, that he's going to protect the elect of the nation, and we're the hopeful elect. We have hope that we might be those people. We're not saying we are those people, but the fact that we are putting this out makes us a hopeful elect. So that's it, brothers and sisters. Know what time you're in. Okay, just as it says in Ecclesiastes 3, a time to love and a time to hate. A time for embrace and a time to resist to embrace. Let me read that again, because I think that that brings the spirit, right? Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time. Every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to pluck up. We're a time of the harvest, the end of the world. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get and a time to lose. Right now, we're going to lose everything. Money, families, cars, houses. We're going to lose everything. Why? Because we're all in for Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay? A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to rent, means rip, and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. And we're speaking the gospel. We're speaking this gospel that so many people hate us. And a time to love and a time to hate and a time of war. We're in the time of war, brothers and sisters. You have to understand that. And a time of peace. So that's it, brothers and sisters. That's the time we're in. Know, be aware, be circumspect. You don't want to end up like this Charlie Kirk individual pushing up daisies. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Barakatham, Rakakadash, and he that have ears let him hear. Shalom.